Hi, my name is Barry McDonough, creator of the Panic Away program. If you're watching this video, I'm guessing it's because you suffer from general anxiety or panic attacks. And if that's true, I want you to know that things are going to get a lot better for you from here on in. You have finally come to the right place at the right time for you. And I'm guessing it's because somebody referred you here. You see, most people only find me and my work after years of having tried everything else. Doctors, therapists, medication, you name it, they've done it. But the trouble with everything else out there is that it's all based on a premise that anxiety is something that you have to manage your entire life, that you just have to cope and deal with it as best you can. But that is simply not true. There is an alternative, but sadly most people never get to hear about it because the mainstream approach is so dominant in the media. You can end your anxiety problem for good, and I'll show you how. I've been teaching people an alternative approach on how to end anxiety disorders for over 10 years through my program, Panic Away. And believe me, I have seen it all. So no matter how bad your anxiety is, trust me, I have seen worse. I've coached everyone from CEOs and TV personalities to police officers and parents. Most of them were highly skeptical when they started, but as soon as the results started to happen for them, that skepticism fell away. It's been an honor to work for so many people over the years and see their lives go from this place of total restriction to one of freedom. And sometimes it can happen in an instant, in an afternoon, in a day, in a week. Their anxious patterns break and they're free. If you suffer from anxiety, I already know what you want. You want to get your old, carefree self back. To live like you did maybe years ago when the dread of anxiety or panic attacks never existed for you. Well, I'm not only going to teach you how to achieve that, I'm going to show you how you can turn this problem around to your advantage and grow stronger because of it. So, what do I teach and how does it work? Well, I teach people something really simple: how to strip away the fear of the thoughts and sensations that hold them stuck in an anxious pattern or loop. You see, what has you so trapped is your fear of fear, your fear of what anxiety or panic attacks might do to you. Once you learn to neutralize that fear and strip it away, you give your nervous system an opportunity to relax and you start to feel a whole lot better again. Maybe your fear manifests in particular situations like driving or shopping or any situation where you feel you can't easily escape from. If that's the case, I teach you how to step into that situation and feel totally confident, regardless if any anxious sensations manifest or not. Or maybe your problem is a feeling of general anxiety or anxious thoughts that steal your sense of well-being. In that case, I show you how to break that pattern through a powerful technique called the 21-7 technique. It's a counterintuitive technique that works incredibly well. Look, the bottom line here is that you can absolutely end your anxiety issue. You just have to make a decision in your mind to go for it. You know, before in my videos, I used to feel the need around now to reassure you that this is, of course, not some kind of scam and that you have a full money back guarantee to fall back on. But I just don't feel the need to do that anymore. The results that I'm going to show you speak for themselves. And anyway, if a friend already referred you here, I'm sure you trust their judgment. The truth is, you already knew within the first few seconds of me talking if you trust me or not. But of course, I understand why it feels like a risk. You don't know me. You don't know with absolute certainty if I can really deliver the results that you need. But what I would say to that is just go with your gut and trust that. It won't lead you astray. I'm going to show you a short clip of some people who made the decision and ordered the Panic Away program. Some of these people had almost given up hope of any recovery. After this clip, I'm then going to address the issue of why I even charge for this program. But first, take a look at this.
I had never read anything else from any doctor, counselor who explained it and described it the way that you did. And I thought he knows what I'm suffering from.
I said to myself, whoever wrote this, I've never met this Barry, but he knows exactly how I feel. That in itself was a relief to me.
It's been a very, very wonderful experience to have come across this Panic Away, and anything I can do to avoid any kind of drugs with side effects for me and my children, I would do. And I recommend this to anybody experiencing any anxiety or panic in any way.
For all of us, all we need to do is we need to keep on being persistent and keep on persevering and doing our exercises, and as well letting it flow, accepting that when we do get our anxiety, that we accept it, and that we know as well that we have the tools to tackle it.
Anybody who watches this that does have this problem, every time I'd ever seen anything, anybody who'd said, oh, I've had this problem for this many years and I tried this and now I live completely anxiety free, I've never ever ever believed it. And I just want you to know that it is totally true.
I'm married and I do have kids now, and I feel like if I hadn't gotten a hold of your book, I definitely don't think I would be enjoying life to its fullest, and I don't think I would be as good as there for my kids and my wife as I am now. So, it definitely changed my life for the positive. There's no doubt about it. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for your book.
I used to be scared of leaving the house. No problem at all. So I feel like my freedom has been given back to me, and I wonder how my life would have turned out if I didn't find the Panic Away site. Probably I would still be going in and out of institutions, or just lying in my bed every single day being scared.
If you're watching this video and you haven't bought Panic Away yet and you feel as crappy as we all did before we bought it,
oh my God.
Pay that
so worth it.
However
Barry
much it
is a genius.
The forum that you can talk to people.
The video.
There's always somebody on. It's worldwide. There's always someone you can chat with.
Yeah. Even when you can't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Not only that, but you can meet friends.
Look it up.
I mean, I'm living proof that I went through all of those thoughts, all of those kind of phases of it, and it works. I mean, if you just stick with it and you practice what you learn in the program, it absolutely works, and you can have your life back.
So they were just an example of some of the success stories this program has created. I have thousands of similar stories. Most people, for privacy reasons, don't want to go on camera, but I can tell you that my favorite success stories are always the ones where people write to me years later just to say thank you again, or maybe because they never said thank you when they first got results and won back their freedom. I love those stories because it shows not only that the program has a lasting effect, but because they tell me were it not for the program, they know they would most likely be still stuck in an anxious state, just managing the problem as best they could. Okay, so just before we finish, I want to briefly explain why I charge for this program. It's a question I often get asked. In order to serve you best and to deliver a consistently high level of service, this program needs to be run like a business and generate an income. The price reflects that. Secondly, when you invest in a training program like this, you make a stronger commitment to follow through than you do if you just get it for free. If you want results, invest in them. Studies show that the more you invest in training, the more likely you are to follow through. That means you're more likely to succeed, and that is what both of us want to see. Finally, your purchase also enables me to run a sponsorship program where I give access to the program to anyone who is out of work. So when you buy the program, you're not only enabling your own recovery to happen, but you're also enabling someone else who could not afford it to recover too. Their success becomes part of yours. It's a real win-win. Okay, I've shared enough for now. What I will say in closing is that if your gut is telling you to act, but your anxious thoughts are holding you back, like fears of trying and then failing, or fears that your anxiety is different than everyone else's, just take a leap of faith and go for it. Those anxious thoughts, in their misguided way, are trying to keep you safe, but they also keep you stuck in anxiety. Push them aside and take decisive action. You're not going to be disappointed. In fact, it may be one of the most important investments you make in your life, and I'm not overstating that. It's an investment in your happiness and your freedom. You can't help others if you don't help yourself first. So act now and embrace a wildly more enriching, empowering, and free life. Thanks for watching, and I hope to get a letter of success from you soon. Maybe even a postcard from some exotic location way outside your comfort zone, telling me how your life has changed for the better. You can do it. I know you can, because you wouldn't have watched this far if you didn't have what it takes. I'll see you on the other side.